find the limit as x approaches infinity, x squared plus 3 over the square root of x squared plus 1 minus x. Let's bring this under one fraction. So let's multiply this by the square root of x squared plus 1 over the square root of x squared plus 1. So you have x squared plus 3 minus x times the square root of x squared plus 1 all over the square root of x squared plus 1. From here we can multiply top and bottom by the conjugate. So it's x squared plus 3 plus x times the square root of x squared plus 1. So then here what we have basically is, we'll call this a and b. You have a minus b times a plus b. That's a squared minus b squared. So we're going to square x squared plus 3, which is x to the 4th plus 6x squared plus 9. Minus, and then square x times the square root of x squared plus 1. And the denominator, I'm just going to leave it factored for now, but then we're going to simplify it. So on the top, we'll multiply the x squared, distribute that. You get negative x to the 4th minus x squared. And in the bottom, I want to bring in this x inside the square root. And the way you bring it inside the square root is by multiplying by x squared. So the x comes inside as x squared. Now at this point, the x to the 4ths are going to cancel, and then you have 6x squared minus x squared, that's 5x squared plus 9. And then we're going to distribute the square root, so we have x squared times square root x squared plus 1 plus 3 times the square root of x squared plus 1. And then we have square root of x squared plus 1 times square root of x to the 4th plus x squared. Now the next step is to divide everything by x squared. So 5x squared divided by x squared is 5. And then we have 9 over x squared. The nice thing here, when you divide this term by x squared, it cancels with this x squared. So we have square root of x squared plus 1. And then we have 3 over x squared plus 1. And then 1 over x squared, square root of x squared plus 1, square root of x to the 4th plus x squared. Now, the x squared goes inside the square root as x to the 4th. So we have 3 here, and then it's 1 over x to the 4th. So 1 over x to the 4th times x squared is 1 over x squared, and then 1 over x to the 4th. And then for this one, I'm just going to leave it as x squared plus 1, and I'm going to put it into this second one. And that's going to be 1 plus 1 over x squared. So at this point, I'm going to take the limit as x approaches infinity. Or I guess, yeah, let's do that quickly. This goes to 0. This whole thing goes to 0. This goes to 0. And really, this thing goes to infinity. This goes to infinity. And the top goes to 5. So basically you have 5 over infinity, which the limit there is going to be 0.